it. Secure the automated security forces. Niles, watch out!
Just found a log book that indicates the only wires installed that may correspond with each switch. Perhaps that'll be useful. The code I originally supplied can still be relied upon. 132. To see you were not overly impeded by this puzzle, but I apologize for my lack of preparedness.
Zeb seem a little off to you, Commander? In all fairness, he tried to help. I don't think he's aiming to get us killed exactly, but I wouldn't place bets on our safety being much of a priority, neither. That business with the curator, I'm glad Zeb stood down, but it was close. Never seen him so eager for bloodletting before. He's changed. Ain't sure for the better. I know you're right. Suppose part of me still feels responsible for what he's gone through. If only I stuck it out, maybe then, well, no use stewing. We've still got a vault to break into and tyrannical government to topple.
That vault door is quite the obstruction. Fortunately, there should be a code. No.
Fuck! They changed it recently. That shouldn't have happened until next week. I'm certain I can diagnose the issue. Now that you've cleared the way, I'll come down and join you.
I might have something else that can get you into that vault, Commander. Remember those components I found? I was able to turn them into something halfway useful after all. This gel should get us through that vault door. Turns out you were right about trusting my instincts. You take the honors, Commander. I'll be right behind you.
Nice! I was hoping for a more subtle incursion, but no matter.
Am I running hot, or was that a hint of worry I heard in your voice back there?
Alas, I neglected to check the thermometer. This terminal should allow me to retrieve all the information stored here. This cannot be right. There's nothing here save the designs for the skip drive. Not even initial concepts. 10 years of Arcadia, the Matriarch invented nothing? And what's this about a deal with the Earth Directorate? We need to talk. Now. I knew the Protectorate festered with lies, but I had no idea the Earth Directorate was complicit. Niles, did you know?
Slow up, Zeb. What are you talking about?
It says your agency struck an agreement with the Matriarch over a century ago. In exchange for skip drives, Arcadia was allowed to completely govern itself with absolutely no outside interference, including from the Earth Directorate.
Must be why the chief said we'd be on our own if we were caught. We were breaking the terms of this agreement. Unbelievable.
If this information is true, then the Earth Directorate permitted the Matriarch to create a colony filled with her vassals, enslaved to her will. Everything Arcadia is, all of the suffering that's taken place here, it all could have been avoided. Things could have been different. There's more. The skip drive schematics are here. How the explosive safeguards against tampering work, its evolution over time. But no original concepts, no sketches. Nothing. Our dear Matriarch is a fraud, a cheat. She did not invent the skip drive. There are messages here between her and the First Sovereign that all but confirm it. I thought I might find some technological innovation that could be handed to the Protectorate's enemies. But this is almost better. Precisely. By releasing this information, we can thoroughly crush the image the Protectorate has been built upon. The Sovereign will be revealed as the unclothed emperor he is, and demolish Arcadia's myth of superiority. If we administer truth to the people, their strength will return. Erstwhile, giving the skip drive designs to the Protectorate's enemies will even the fight. Their technological prowess will be made into nothing. Everything will come apart.
If the whole colony ain't destroyed first by some fool trying to use a drive inside the system, they're what's causing the rift, Zeb. Not to mention how this agreement with the Protectorate will completely destroy the Earth Directorate's reputation.
I was not aware of such a connection between rifts and the skip drives. But I have confidence the Order will figure out a solution. Science is their theater, after all. As for the Earth Directorate, don't you see? This frees them from any obligation to the Protectorate. They'll be able to manufacture skip drives themselves. The deal will be voided. Once the problem of the rift is solved and ships can enter the system, why not? From what Niles told me, the Earth Directorate would be in opposition to Protectorate tyranny. I'll admit, the Earth Directorate has much to answer for. But if they would help, I would welcome it.
It's worth holding the Earth Directorate's feet to the fire for this deal, but I don't think the entire organization should be judged by its worst decision. It's done a lot of good, too. Plus, making the skip drive tech available, that's like throwing a lit match into a fuel converter. Can't think of a worse idea right now.
Do you think the Protectorate stand around debating the potential for injury? No. They act, and so must we. Damn the consequences. And should I refuse to leave empty-handed, what then?
Whoa. Put the brakes on, Commander. I'm sure Zeb can be reasoned with. I know you're aiming to do the most good for the most amount of people, Zeb, but sowing chaos ain't the way.
Do you know how many of my friends died so we could reach this point? Audra and the others, tortured and hunted down like animals. And you would have me what? Give up now on the cusp of victory? Lay bare my throat for the Protectorate machine to cut?
You remember what we argued about the day before I left?
I've replayed it in my mind many times.
A lot's changed, but that hasn't. Life in Arcadia could be just like we dreamed it. But there's no future if you go through with this. Not for anyone.
Out of respect for my friend, I will forestall the release of this information and seek another avenue to help liberate the people of Arcadia. I'll remain here for a while longer to cover our tracks. The Protectorate will discover the break-in, but hopefully never learn more specifics of what we did and found.
Guess this is goodbye.
Only for now. If we both come out of this war intact, I'll find you. If you wish to be found, of course.
I want to talk it over with the commander, but yeah, maybe we can work something out.
There they are. These are the ruffians who threatened me. Slay them at once.
Harvesting my firearm. Quickly moving to cover. Through his magnificent countenance.
That cover shot was much better! Ammunition depleted! Demonstrating requisite metal!
I'm alive. Ponies!
Damn it. Zeb was right. We never should have let that curator go. We could have prevented this. Don't even know where to start with everything that happened in there. At least we were able to talk Zeb out of his plan to release everything we uncovered. I'm all for sowing chaos in the Protectorate, but that kind of information is liable to do more harm than good in the wrong hands. I understand his desperation. What I don't understand is the Earth Directorate's part in Arcadia's existence. Ever agreeing to such a cruel bargain in the first place? I expect backroom dealing from unregulated corporations, not from the only agency keeping them in check. The Earth Directorate should be better than that. Permission to speak candid, Commander. Yeah, suppose we've moved well past formalities. Strange as it sounds, this whole experience with Zeb has helped me finally understand the position Augustine was in. Back at Horizon Point, ain't easy having to decide between your allies and protecting untold innocence. It's the damnedest thing. In spite of everything, I find myself relieved we spared her. Augustine still owes a debt to us, and the rest of the galaxy. Maybe she pays it off someday, and maybe she doesn't. Either way, you were right to give her the chance. That's some shoddy translation software you've got in your head. Reckon time will decide the heroes from villains in this tale, but it's gonna be hard to forgive the Earth Directorate for arranging the stage like this in the first place. Defect from the Earth Directorate? You make it sound easy, but I just don't think I can walk away like that. It wouldn't sit right with me. Not without at least trying to fix what's wrong. Still, I can't rightly blame you for the sentiment. Though I do hope I can help transform the Earth Directorate into an agency you'd be proud to remain a part of. All said, I appreciate you giving me the space to work through this. Sort of feels like the future's opening back up after a long time closed. Likewise, Commander. Zeb always wanted to bring change to Arcadia, like you and I are doing now, Commander. Feels good to see some of those dreams realized.
Ref's ready to go.
You know, I didn't have any knowledge of corporations before the invasion. Besides some general teachings we had as children that they existed and were detrimental to humanity. As much as I abhor most things they filled our gray matter with, I must agree with this. Corporations are only pre-packaged emptiness.
You're about to enter territory controlled by Auntie's choice. Act accordingly, or you'll end up as close friends with the inside of a Raptidon.
You know, I reckon half the corpses in here end up as Raptidon chow.
Yes, and?
I spent some time as a Raptidon training assistant. I get my final severance pay in this war? Or one of the Raptidons I trained eat me? Boyd, stop! I don't want to listen to you jaw about this. Maybe it'll be Ripper. Or the Jumpy. Stop!
With no rest and no downtime, we shouldn't pay for Adrena time! No more bottles on
Something like
factory
this just
floors!
before Auntie's choice
Time
took over
for
Tau Ceti.
unlocked bathroom
Didn't end well for the
doors!
bosses, I'll tell you that.
That's right, folks. Keep the chanting going. I can see the overseer.
We don't
of the
want to
building.
make demands,
Definitely
but
making
no more
her
peeing
miserable.
in bottles and cans! Others get the exact same pay, but only work 12-hour days! If you won't let us sleep for 8, you can't charge us for stimulants! No more bottles on factory floors! Time for unlocked bathroom doors! We don't want to make demands, but no more peeing in bottles and cans! Others get the exact same pay, but only work 12-hour days!
Whatever it is you're after, go looking for it somewhere else.
Yes? The whole reason we set up here is to avoid customers. Is there something you need? See that repackaging facility down there? We're supposed to be working it, slaving away for a few meager bits that we then gotta use to pay for our own necessities. They work us like cysty pigs, charge us for the stims we need to yoke those hours, and don't let us relieve ourselves but in empty fizzy tea bottles we keep beneath our stations. So, we're making trouble until that changes. Until we get some respect. Until the privy is left open all day. Can't imagine what. Ain't like you could fix all of Auntie's Choice's hierarchy by your own self. I don't think you could even change this one dumpish overseer ruining our lives. Now, if you'll excuse me.
machines have been off for a week. I can't believe what I'm losing on Adrenatime and Anti-Fizzo's Numrum. Welcome to Auntie's Fine Product Revitalization Center, where we create tomorrow's brands today. I assume you are the disruption ameliorator from home office? It was about damn time you got here. This labor stoppage has put us almost a full week behind schedule and is making me look quite the fool. Unsophisticated, impertinent, dim-witted. You'll fit right in with my peons. So, maybe it'll make sense to you when they babble about basic dignity and human rights. It should go without saying that such flights of fantasy have no place inside Auntie's Choice. And if we were still in Tau Ceti, they would face grave consequences.
I reckon she's got her wires crossed. Basic dignity is what Auntie's Choice promised us when we signed up, so long as we were good at our work. And while we might have faced grave consequences back on Tau Ceti, it was under old management, who were trounced rather thoroughly in the end, I might add.
Nevertheless, here we must focus on getting these ingrates back to work and remind them that they're damn lucky to have Auntie's Choice to dedicate their lives to. Absolutely. These lugs have been positively exalted in the good fortune of rising to their limited station within the meritocracy that Auntie has derived for us. Why? Can you imagine suffering under the yoke of a sovereign's rule, or floundering at the ridiculous direction of those claiming to know the future by way of math? No. Only within Auntie's Choice can these drudges achieve genuine prominence. If they exhibit excessive dedication, they may even earn some modicum of the success I have enjoyed. You're asking me? That clearly is your domain. Running this invaluable facility on Auntie's behalf is mine. As a managerial administrativist, and when I say I, it is critical that you understand that, as director of this facility, I should effectively be treated as though I were an executive. Is that clear? Well, there's no call for rudeness. It's unnecessary, unprofessional, and distracts us from the important business that I have the direct authority to dispatch you upon. This plant relabels dated items with new Auntie's Choice trademarks and slogans. It is critical to keeping revitalized products on the shelf for consumers hungry for something new. So, the workers may be unhappy, but they must realize their comfort is a distant second to Auntie's delivery schedule. Or in short, they need to get back to work. My workers are striking people now? How very alarming. We must resolve this before things get even further out of hand. They've appointed some kind of leader, and he's the one you have to talk to. His name is, Dummy? No, that's not right. Dunce? Dummer? Dumbly? Dunbar. It's Dunbar. If I'm honest, my gaze is purely focused up the ladder, not down it. I am a very important important upper, middle, lower manager, and the way I advance that status scantily involves learning the names and faces of my peons. Their value is in providing their minuscule contribution to this mighty and prestigious corporation. And by providing their maximal effort, they allow me to ascend, vacating this position so that one of their undistinguished masses can fill it, thereby becoming distinguished. Well, that's all fine and good in your system. But here in Arcadia, it is Auntie's needs we cater to, and right now, her need is you convince Dumley Dunbar to get back to work. I believe he has demands, but I can't be bothered to remember what they were. They alter the generous terms Auntie offers, and so are egregious and should be rejected. You will find him up on the landing pad with some of his minions. Go help him understand the situation so everyone can get back to work. That clear? Yes, well, I'm sure you'll manage. Auntie has faith in you, therefore I shall too. Best of luck to you. Remember that your actions don't just reflect on you, you are also representing me, which is to say, you are also representing Auntie. Do us proud.
If you won't let us sleep or eat, you can't charge us for stimulants! Heads up! Make some space! We've got a sanctioned, non-employee professional caller coming out! With no rest and no downtime, we shouldn't pay for Adrena time!
I ain't aiming to seem rude, but I got a lot to deal with right now. Unless this is mighty important, I'll respectfully ask to be left to my business. Settle my complaints? How exactly you planning that? Auntie's got to prioritize worker prosperity over productivity. What we've got now is, poor, labor retention techniques? What's going on is, remind me again?
An inhospitable occupational environment that ignores worker safety and health concerns.
Right, that.
They work 20-hour shifts, which requires stims to endure that are charged at a premium. Adrena time is actually cheaper on the undisputed claim than it is here. And if that inhuman brutality isn't enough to offend basic decency, they're also barred from using the restroom throughout the business day. Their 20-hour business day. It is an unconscionable condition to keep these workers in. I can't imagine how hard it is for them to coordinate their daily duties. No, I'm just a fellow underling suffering the corporate grind who saw the plight of these poor folk and needed to help them make a fair and reasonable deal.
That's right. Leo has been an absolute wealth of what's what. Without him, we would still be toiling
under the yoke of oppressive undervaluation due to monstrous mismanagement.
Right, that.
Me? Why, my only motivation is...
Now hold it right there. We aren't here to talk about Leo. We're here to talk about what it's going to take to make us get back to work, right? Our shifts need to be reduced to 12 hours a day. 4 hours of personal time ain't even enough to rest, much less get any actual living done. Second, if we gotta work those long hours, we want free Adrena time. Bad enough it's making everything taste like we're gnawing nickel pads. Having to pay for the pleasure's too far. Finally, we want all-day bathroom access. Expecting us to fit our necessities into the same 4 hours is just mean. Plus, between us, most folk ain't, if you get my meaning. Thank you for your trying. I don't know if we'll get it all, but every bit you add makes some part of our lives a whole lot easier.
Welcome back, Ameliorator. Did you make contact with workers? Do they understand that this stoppage is madness? Are they ready to return? So, what are these ingrate alley sprats willing to settle for? Golden privies and gilded sheets to be spoon-fed crunch whenever their tummies rumble? 8-hour workdays? They want to relieve themselves on company time? I've never heard something so preposterous. Can you imagine how many bits that loss of productivity will cost us? What if they lounge? What if they take time to relax? What if they retreat to indulge their baser urges? Auntie would be paying for all manner of unprofitable shenanigans. Oh my. You're probably right. It's been so long since I've shared a facility, I've forgotten how unpleasant it can be. I trust your insight, and will leave it unlocked from now on. What more do they want? 12 hour? Are they mad? What are they gonna do with the other half of the day? Lounge around the facility, consuming air and water and power without compensating the company? I am, frankly, disappointed you would even bring me such a preposterous demand. You should have nipped this offensive arrogance in the bud. I suppose that's true. It wouldn't take much to put enough pep in their proverbial step to make up for 2 lost hours. Their overall productivity might even improve. That would translate into more profit for the plant, which means larger bonuses for me, which should be more than enough to make up for the drop in hourly production. All right, you've convinced me. What else do they want? Free? Free? Nothing inside of Auntie's Choice is free. Law, nothing in life is free. Everything has a cost. Everything. Materials, labor, time, distribution, forced scarcity. Giving something away for free is akin to ignoring the cost of its creation, which is one small step from the system completely breaking down and plunging us all into anarchy. And more work means more profit, more than enough to cover the cost of the stims. I see your angle now, and it certainly is a shrewd one. You are Auntie's material for sure. Done. Is there more they ask? Very good. Ha! I was going to say very good, but that would be downright farcical. There is nothing good about this situation. Please, just resolve it as quickly as possible.
If you won't let us sleep or ain't, you can't charge us for stimulating!
Hello again. Do you have news for us about the negotiations? That's as fine a place to start as any. What did that tyrant have to say for herself? She willing to see reason? Well, I can't begin to tell you what a relief that is. By which I mean, that's great news. It'll be such a load off. A most promising development. How go the other hurdles of the negotiation? She willing to see reason? Free? Really? Why, I'd surely have lost that bet. I figured we'd ask for free and settle for wholesale. You're a miracle worker. What's next? Excellent. What progress have you made? Well, that certainly is disappointing. But I suppose we'll manage. An extra 2 hours off a day will make life a little easier, at least. Well, you have done exceptionally well by us, my new friend. With these new conditions, we'll return to work with vigor rather than dread. Thank you.
Damn! I really felt like I was close to signing all of you, and I needed that recruitment bonus. I don't know how I'm going to afford my hair cream now, but I'll get him next time. And he won't always have you working her angles for her. And her usual agents don't stand a chance against me.
Next time? Against you? What in law's name are you saying? Sometimes you talk so odd it don't sound like you're Auntie's choice at all.
Yeah, I was starting to have the same thought.
It don't matter. All that matters is my working conditions have just improved mightily. Thanks to you, stranger. Now, if you'll excuse us, we're gonna get back to work.
You did these folk a good turn, Commander. Good luck. We'll be seeing more of these negotiations. Negotiations across Arcadia. Bosses will just have to live with it.
The workers have returned and production has resumed. Wonderful work, our disruption ameliorator. I do wish it had gone more smoothly, but I understand you did what you must. I have already informed the Home Office, and with it, put in an extra sprinkling of mild praise directly with Auntie. She will, no doubt, be excited to learn of my approval. You may tell the executives that dispatched you that you have done an adequate job. Under my keen supervision, of course. Yeah.
took nature, heedlessly assembled, and vastly rebettered it through artificial means. At Anti's choice, we strive to be 110% totally plus artificial. Enjoy an artificially enhanced existence through the conspicuous consumption of unavoidable embedded chemicals with Anti's choice. Attention any and all young debtors on my payroll. It's time to recognize the downwardly mobile with my latest demotion report. Starting with Dr. Giles Rasmussen.
Multi-spectrum anti-nitrogen.
Sanitation Manager, Doc.
The story of Anti-Cleo versus the Moon Man is a ballad for our ages. A thing of legend, to be handed down for a modest fee to each successive generation. Spacer's Choice swollen-headed mascot represents the worst impulses of old corporations, who unfairly stacked the deck against the little person, as they tried with us at Tau Ceti. But did Anti-Cleo take Spacer's Choice devious shenanigans lying down? No! Just like our sponsored Tossball team, the Anti-Cleo's darlings refused to do when things were down at the end of the sponsorship series against the Spacers Chosen.
I'm Jean Turfer-Tyler, 6th base person for the Anti-Cleo's Darlings. I cleaved Spacers Chosen's goalie at the end of the 56th inning, then made a Sunday goal to win the game. Whenever I see that Moon Man's grinning face, I want to cleave it in twain. Anti's Choice! Darlings! We won! Hostile takeover this! Right back at you. Oh, Anti-Cleo.
Welcome back. We understand you've been a very busy little manty-wasp. Well, out with it.
Yes, time is bits. Tell us how it went.
A satisfactory effort, my ameliorator. I had hopes your talents would yield a result a mite more in our favor, but good work overall.
Well, I suppose I can't argue with the truth of that.
Anything else you'd like to report? Your performance at that facility went exceedingly well, all things considered. And it was an ideal first step in effecting my monopolistic mercantile methodology plan.
There you go again, pinning your career to that flim-flam mathematical malarkey. What do a bunch of eggheads know about marketing? Marketing isn't some rigmarole you can plug into a computronic doodad. It's instinct, intuition, know-how. It's a fucking art.
Yes, suppose we should move on. Ursula, will you do the honors?
I'm the head of our proprietary Insight Acquisition Division. Stealing our rivals' trade secrets? That's our bread and butter. We can sometimes lack a certain subtlety, though. The Protectorate have a process called mental refreshment. Some kind of mind manipulation business. There's a facility for it on Praetor. Anti wants details on their methodology, pharmacology, and technology. This archive plan says it's important. Fine. Anti and I agree it presents possibilities. Attitude like that will take you far around here. A few aspirational goals, if possible. If you see a chance to talk their lead scientist into joining us, and/or dig up additional details about the process, do so.
Which is to say, we'll make it more worth your while. I promise you'll never want for compensation while in our employ.
See you when it's done. Don't let us keep you.
Good luck, my ameliorator. Remember, you can't spell heinous ascetic without Auntie's choice.
Spare me no gumption, and I promise we will all thrive. There are so many reasons to shop for Auntie's Choice products. We have a wide range of goods for every budget, from the most extravagant to the most big-minded of customers.
Tramicular, arriving any moment now. Approaching station. Value-added Esplanade.
And is not the property of Auntie's Choice or its subsidiary. Eating of said parasite absolves Auntie's Choice of any legal. You want freedom of choice. You want Auntie's Choice. Auntie's Choice knows that a better you is just 3 pills and an ointment away. Why choose just any choice when you could choose Auntie's Choice? Too much Spacer's Ale? 100% of your daily fiber needs. If packaging is also you want freedom of choice. You want Auntie's Choice. Auntie's Choice knows that a better you is just 3 pills and an ointment away. Why choose just any choice when you could choose Auntie's Choice?
Commander, over here. Commander, wanted to chat with you about the cartridge that courier gave us. Ain't heard from Ortiz in, might well have been a year at this point. That's how it goes when you've fallen behind and the others got no choice but to keep moving. If he's spending his hard-earned bits to contact me now, there must be a real good reason. Would you watch the message with me? Fella from my old unit. Good buddy of mine before I was discharged. I didn't get the chance to say goodbye after the grafting procedure. Didn't have a way of reaching out, neither. Thanks, Commander. Would you do the honors and get it going?
Inez, it's Ortiz. Look, I ain't got long. Neither for this message nor for life. I made a mistake. I signed up to get grafted, but it's gone wrong. Should have known when I got to the lab that something was off. It was a secret, they said. We couldn't tell no one. And now my blood's infected and I'm as good as dead. Law, I just wanted to be like you. Throw myself at the problem, wrestle it down. But I should have listened when they told me about how your graft hurt you. How it failed you. I should have reached out sooner. Maybe things would have been different. Please, find that lab on Cloister. It's in an ice cave, but I ain't sure where exactly. They hid it good. Whatever you're doing is, stop them. Don't let them do this to anyone else. Please.
Commander, I ain't sure what to make of Ortiz's message. He's dying. If it's as he says, I ain't got a choice. I gotta find that lab and put a stop to things. Will you help me? Thank you, Commander. Now we just need to find those ice caves on Cloister. We keep our lamps lit, we ought to find the lab without much of a fuss. I hope.
Of your time, Commander. Remember that matter on Cloister I mentioned earlier? Well, since we're here and all, thought we might take it up now. Might be hard to believe, but 20 or so odd years ago, I made a mistake. Feels like high time I righted it. Now I'm out and about again. That's where the error occurred, I believe. Others judged it such. I shut it down. Believe I was wrong to do so. For many years now, a former colleague of mine's been in a remote spot called Reasons Pass, on account of my decision. Hardly. Quite the opposite, in fact. She's one of the finest minds to ever grace the Order. Her research was unconventional, surely. She was as well. I think with both, we could right things, get the Order back on its intended path. Do appreciate it, Commander.
This grafting. Playing low with the cold. My whole damn arm's asleep.
These temporary indignities of the body are nothing contrasted to the Order's future. Keep those eyes open, soldiers. Corneal frostbite be damned.
Did you receive your personalized order prediction yet?
I'll admit to a bit of trepidation in regards to opening mine. This is the first one I've received since deployment.
Honestly, the ones you get in the field are lifesavers. I would have been dead 3 times over without mine.
Oh, that does set my mind at ease. Now, let's see. Mine says, don't consume tea this morning. Oh.
You already consumed this morning's tea, haven't you?
Yes. Use caution as you progress. There's been reports of ursopods in the area. Premeditating violence!
I have a fix on their weaknesses.
It appears we've dealt with all of them. Oh, that was a close one.
Soldier, please assess your pain on a variable scale of 1 to 100. With 1 being entirely pain-free and 100 being the worst pain you can imagine.
There is far too much variability in that scale. The amount of pain I can imagine is hardly an objective measure of the maximum amount of pain I could actually feel.
Your observation is correct, which is a diagnostic in its own right. Now, if you were to indicate, using a scale of 0.4 to 12.7, how close you are to going into shock?
Sadly, that scale is entirely beyond my current comprehension, thus leading me to believe I'm already in shock, and the question itself was the actual test.
Excellent. Our diagnostic is complete then.
Seems the Protectorate has been gaining ground since winning control of the Archive.
UNIAC has likely been sorting out their logistic problems. Took a moon-sized computer to do it. Imbeciles.
seriously question the structural integrity of that bridge. Mobilizing. Check your scopes for combatant analysis. Adversary vulnerabilities identified. Target analyzed. Lay down fire. Go for torpification. Combatant scan.
All those Auntie's Choice adverts claiming each new product is 110% this and that, as if numbers are just another adjective unmoored from evidence. Doesn't it enrage you?
Come now. You can't really expect truth in advertising.
It's not the mistruths. It's the cavalier liberties taken with basic mathematics. How can every product be 110% better? What does that even mean?
Have you tried the new Borstwurst, Marisol? I'd say it's at least 110%, maybe 120% better than whatever passed for meat paste in the last formulation.
Welcome to Auntie's Choice. We look forward to your
Welcome, big spender.
I'm open to ideas. What would you expect that they've done with the archive?
Clearly they've added more automechs, turrets. The scrappers are getting closer and sniffing around at night.
Welcome, distinguished conspirators.
Auntie's Choice.
foot. Target analyzed. Lay down fire.
My aftermarket parts are prime.
I have a fix on their weaknesses. Adversary vulnerabilities identified. Combatant scanned. Ratcheting up my aggression. your scopes for combatant analysis. Adversary vulnerabilities identified.
This must be the place Ortiz mentioned. Hard to fathom a lab in those caves. Whoa. Commander, hold up a moment. Are you hearing this? It's some manner of distress signal. Encrypted. One of Auntie's, I'm certain, but this one ain't entirely familiar to me. Can't unless you have an Auntie's Choice patented codebreaker on your person. Reckon we'll need to find the signal's source. If it's not to do with the lab, I'll be damned. We should press on.
Resorting to Torpificator at ready status. Investigating hostile intentions. I have a fix on their weaknesses.
What in the void? Law, I think I've seen enough death to fill 3 lifetimes. And it don't get any easier. What happened here? He spent his last moments crawling over to this terminal from the wreck. Sorry, friend. Wait. He's got a code breaker on him. Let's see. I'll be damned. That powered up the elevator. Signal's stronger than ever now.
Hello? Is anyone there? I have been signaling for help incessantly. Come quickly. I'm trapped in my office, by the foyer. The others, I fear they might have lost their lives at the hands, claws of escaped beasts. Mind yourself.
That's him. That must be the doctor. He's got no idea an entire squad died trying to fly in here and save his sorry ass.
That's assuming he'd care. I'd give that roughly a 1 out of 10 chance. Pissed off. I've had enough of close calls with Seradium for one lifetime, thank you.
Mechanist Tate speaking. I need the record to show that I have reported many times that these pressure valves have fallen into disrepair, only to be ignored each of those times. And now I'm out here in the voided cold, attempting to stop this leak from getting worse, and... What was that? Stay back, creature! Ask that doctor for locking the gadget in the gun safe. This is when I need it. Maybe many others. No! Tate speaking. I need the record to show that I have reported many times that these pressure valves have fallen into disrepair, only to be ignored each of those times. And now I'm out here in the voided cold, attempting to stop this leak from getting worse, and... What was that? Stay back, creature! Blast that doctor for luck!
Hope he got a refund on his Raptidon repellent.
I have reported many times that these pressure valves have fallen into disrepair, only to be ignored each of those times. And now I'm out here in the voided cold, attempting to stop this leak from getting worse, and... What was that? Stay back, creature! Blast that doctor for locking the catcher in the gun safe! This is when I need it!
Eyes low. I spy a crawl space.
What are they doing in this place? Ain't no purpose for this clear disregard for life.
This is where we all nod and say it's humanity that are the real monsters.
What's... Hola, Ortiz? No, it ain't him. I thought... Commander, help me make sense of this.
Uh-huh. Now I extra want to kill this scientist.
I had a notion of what I might encounter here. Test tubes, records, some graphs kept on ice, but not this. Law. My heart just about stopped when I saw him. I thought Ortiz had come back, gotten himself in trouble, but... No. This man, whoever he is, he's been dead for a time. Two weeks. Law. And he's just being kept here. Not even a proper burial, just treated like a thing. Void, damn it. This poor man. The test subjects. Ortiz. All of them are dead. All of them left in ruin by the butchers running this place. All of them could have been me. No. My own procedure was above board. The dead weren't just cast about. The ward certainly didn't look like a blasted nightmare out of one of Niles' serials. No, I went in knowing the risks. But if I hadn't been accepted into the program then, and this opportunity presented itself today, all that matters now is finding that doctor. He's got a reckoning coming. My aim's steady, if that's your concern. I'm sorry. I'll be fine once we breathe fresh air again. Just need this to be over.
Over here! These physicists have to pin down! Handle them straight away, please! I cannot let my genius be wasted here!
Boy, damn coward. We'll see how you beg when we're face to face. What wretched work. Poor creatures ain't got an idea what's in store for them.
Those things unnerve me.
I wanted a pet cysty pig real bad when I was a kid. I can water and feed him if you're keen.
Fine. It can have Niles's room. Eyes up. I spy a vent. Perhaps a slyer approach is warranted.
Target analyzed. Lay down fire.
Oh, thank the law I'm saved! Release me at once, please. I'm so worried that nobody intercepted my distress signal.
Oh, we got his signal all right. Let's get the bastard.
I thought there wasn't a person alive who could best the matriarch Ursapod. Yet, here you are. What a show!
You the doctor in charge here?
Indeed I am, soldier. And my, what a picture you are! What exquisite graft work. Might I trouble you for an examination?
So you're the one who butchered my friend, Ortiz. The one who tortured those creatures out there. Who killed that soldier.
What's going on? I don't know any Ortiz, I swear it. I'm just a doctor. Please, don't shoot. I beg your pardon. I trained at the most prestigious technical college under the purview of Auntie.
Do you want to die?
All right, I'll talk. I did operate on one Trooper Ortiz along with 2 others. He eagerly offered himself up for this project's first human trials. Rather hasty in hindsight. I know what you're thinking. Yes, the grafting program was officially shuttered 6 months ago. That was not a lie. But I thought it a shame, and it seems I wasn't alone in that. I was recruited for this unofficial venture soon after. Don't understand the need for secrecy myself, but our sponsor demanded it. I dared not ask too many questions. What you have to understand is that being a regular soldier does not pay dividends, but being the ultimate frontline fighter does. They understood this. Unfortunately, understanding can only go so far, as each of their bodies rejected the graft. But I got exceptional data out of it.
Enough with the excuses. You absolute wretch. Any scientist with any shred of decency would have refused your position. Your precious data is nothing compared to those you killed.
I sympathize with your friend, soldier. Truly, I do. But if I mourned every failure within these walls, I might never operate again. You must understand that the work we do here is greater than any one life. We can change the galaxy for the better. Enough with the threats of violence. Listen here, if you choose to brutalize me, all of my research and knowledge will be gone, forever. The suffering you've seen here will be nothing in comparison to the suffering I could prevent. Do you truly want to be the one to stand in the way of progress? It's been a long time coming, but I believe I've laid the groundwork for treating injury and illness far better than modern medicine can manage. You see, I'm only here because I conceived of a device to keep my lungs operational. Without it, I'd be laying repose in an iron lung. This is just the start of what we may build. We are on the precipice of regrowing limbs that have been lost in accidents, reversing brain trauma, nerve damage, mayhaps aging one day. It would be a boon to humanity, and a boon to Auntie's bottom line.
Don't even start, Commander. I ain't keen on anything this man sells.
Let's not be hasty. I see your graft is a result of revision surgery. Your first go was botched, and you were considered a failure of the program, yes? I know what happened to those failures. Demoted, disgraced. It was horrible business. And yet, you still wear our colors. You want to reclaim your station, don't you?
You don't know anything about what I want. I wish I could agree with you. But I have fallen in the esteem of others. The way the other soldiers looked at me after my procedure, I'll never forget it. Whether I want to regain my position or not doesn't matter. I don't want your help. I will not benefit from the pain of others.
You think there were no victims of the first program? That your existence isn't built off the bones of those who came before? You're no more righteous than I. You simply looked away. Now, if you stay your hand, I will grant you 2 state-of-the-art grafting parts. They cannot fail. Install one of them, and you'll see my earnest intent. You were never the broken thing they made you, soldier. If you wish it, you may still become a most extraordinary specimen.
No. Stop talking. Stay there. Don't make any stupid moves, understand? The adults need to have a talk over here. Commander, I don't know what to do. I came here intending to make him pay for what he's done. And I can't shake the reasons I've seen to burn this place to the ground. But what if he's right? What if something in his work is worth saving? What if this is my chance to make something of my life? To be accepted again? I appreciate that, Commander. But I still ain't so sure that's true. We've grown close, you and I. And you know full well I ain't keen to ask for help, but I can't afford a mistake. I could spare this doctor, explore this research's potential, but if I kill this man and exact retribution for Ortiz, I'll never know for sure what that research might have wrought. And if I do that, there'll be no going back for me, myself one of Auntie's own. Would I even want to? Thank you. I was just kidding myself thinking I might ever look at a place like this again and feel different. There was only ever one real outcome.
What? Why are you looking at me like that? Don't shoot me. We were in the midst of negotiating.
I have no need for negotiating, Doctor. You brought this on yourself. Let's just take what we need and get out. I can't stand the sight of this place any longer.
Batten scanned. It suffered extensive damage, Commander.
tells me the Order won't be keen on letting an enemy soldier walk through their gates. Reckon I ought to step away?
These temporary indignities of the body are nothing contrasted to the Order's future.
Not to pry, Agent Ibarra, but you appear to be suffering more discomfort than usual at the moment.
How'd you know? Most folks can't suss it out unless I'm limping.
Just an occupational habit, dear. I admit I'm accustomed to seeing the world through a lens of exploitable vulnerabilities. Meant no offense.
No offense taken, Marisol. Directorate trained me much the same. Ain't easy, is it? Always looking for weaknesses, places to pinch and twist.
Very true, dear. It's a valuable skill in nearly every circumstance, except perhaps light conversation. I do hope your discomfort improves, though.